Good morning, students. I hope you're all fine and all the very best for your December monthly exam. So, we are going to revise today two topics. That means the portion of December monthly exam, Prose, Water, the Elixir of Life by Sir C.V. Raman, and the poem The River, Caroline and Bowles. Since we already detailed, we revised it, even though I want to make you summarize. I'll summarize the prose and the poem concept. So, first one, Water, the Elixir of Life, written by Sir C.V. Raman. So, first, let me tell you something about Sir C.V. Raman. Who was he? Full name is Sir Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman. He was born on November 7, 1888 and died 21 November 21 and 1970. So he was an Indian physicist born in Tiruchirappalli, Trichy. So he is a Tamilian first. He carried out groundbreaking work in the field of light scattering. He's a scientist, he's a scientist plus physicist, as you know, which earned him the 1930 Nobel Prize for Physics. So it should be very great honor for Tamilian and Indian people that our Sir C.V. Raman won Nobel Prize for Physics in the year of 1930. He discovered, for what topic? He discovered that when light traverses a transparent material, some of the reflected, some of the deflected light changes wavelength. Then the phenomenon subsequently known as the Raman scattering, Raman effect, Raman scattering result from Raman effect and to commemorate it February 28. So for to make remember, to commemorate, to give respect, February 28 is celebrated as National Science Day. In 1954, India honored him with his highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. So, the highest civilian award is the Bharat Ratna. We should be very grateful and very honored that we have. Actually, we had that man, and we are very happy to know something about him. So, it was a great honor to learn this lesson. So, what are the elixir of life? What he has written? What he want to tell us? Let's see. First, what is the topic? Water, the elixir of life. I'll summarize in short. So, in this prose, water, the elixir of life. Sir C.V. Raman brings out how water is indispensable to plant and important to plant and human life, and how it is also causes evil like soil erosion and something. He also, Sir C.V. Raman tells also excess of water can be preserved for good purposes. So, in the first part of the essay, Raman talks poetically of the beauty of river water, water trickling down the rocks, and water collected in small ponds, that is the rain-fed tanks that satisfy the thirst passing cattle are beautiful sights. Big tanks play a vital role in South Indian agriculture. Much of the rice is given under them. So how in village side, since he is a Tamilian, so he first take priority of the village South Indian agriculture. How we collected water in a small pond, and after the the grazing of the cattle, it come and take water. Much of the rice is grown under them. It is a beautiful sight to watch the sunrise and sunset, sun sets over them, in the sight of water. Next, one of the most next part one of the most remarkable fact about water. First one is the beauty of water. Second one is fact that water, it carries a silt, beautiful soil silt, to far off places where it is finally deposited. The land where silt is deposited is usually very fertile, very healthy, It is always give fruitful land. The silt that mixes with the salt water of the sea precipitates rapidly. The color of the water changes successively from the muddy red and brown to yellow and green. See, the water we stagnated, water we say, because of the silt and precipitated sea soil, it changes the color to red, brown, yellow, green, and finally to the blue, to the deep sea. These varying shades are also fascinating. How the color is changing. That is next part. The flow of water has undoubtedly played a great part in geological process. Rapidly flowing water carries away the rich top layer of the soil. This is called soil erosion. So, the problem of soil erosion is major significance in various countries, especially in India. Soil erosion in the initial stages unnoticed. We didn't recognize it, but later it results in the formation of deep gullies, ravines, and ruts. These things affect agriculture. Being a South Indian, mostly overall India is based on the agriculture, right? So the terracing of the land, the construction of the bunds to check the flow of water, and practice of counter cultivation and planting of some more types of vegetation are all measures that can be used the check to check the soil erosion. Next, what is basic of all life? Water is the basic of all life. Every animal and plant contains water in its body. Water is essential for its body. Moisture in the soil is equally important for the life and growth of plant trees, right? Next, the last is very important, that is conservation. The conservation and utilization of water is a fundamental for human welfare. It's see we have to agree that we don't no we should not deny it. At present, streams and rivers' water fully empty themselves into the sea. It is clear that the adoption of techniques preventing soil erosion would help to conserve and keep the water where it is wanted. So, in this lesson, he classified into different parts. First, beautiful and wonderness. Second, second is a remarkable fact. What are the qualities? What are the characters and duties water can do? Making bring the beautiful fertile soil, silt, and used for a different culture. Next, the flow of water for the use of geological parts and the agriculture and basics. Water is the basics of all life, and finally the conservation for the whole world. So here he gives importance. See, he has written this work many decades ago, but many decades ago he realizes that water is be more considerate and more important. But now, so we must save water, right? This concept is not save water. This concept is preserve. Conserve, preserve water. We must know water is the basis of all life, and it is the important. So we must do the all activities to preserve water, right? This is what the concept he says. We should think that if we drink water in a day, without water, how we spend our days, how the day would be, how our body would be. So realize how it is important not only for human being but also the plant and every living organism, every creature that is created in the world, that is living in the world. It should be have water at least in a day, right? Then next, see in this lesson you must copy down the glossary and the idioms part, idioms and meanings. Glossary and idioms and meaning copy down in your classwork. Next we will see the river poem. The river poem written by Caroline Ann Bowles. First, this poem contains 4 stanzas. It's a memory poem. So I would insist you all write the 4 stanza, the whole memory poem in your classwork. First, let me tell you what the concept here. So the first stanza: River, river, little river, bright you sparkle on your way over the yellow pebbles dancing through the flowers and foliage glancing like a child at play. The first stanza, the river, the poem, which describes a river in all its vitality and splendor. Actually, it is compared as a child in first stanza. In the first stanza, the poet addresses river like a little river, to be bright and sparkle. It is flowing over the yellow pebbles, flowers, leaves like a child at play. Here, the poet describes the movement of the river on smooth passage, how the baby it grows and plays and moves. So, literally, the river, the poetess take the river as a child. So, second, river, river, swelling river. On you rush through rough and smooth, louder, faster, brawling leaping over rocks by rose banks, sweeping like impetuous youth. First one is child, second one is youth. So here in the second stanza, the river as a swelling river because as it moves on it take wider passage louder faster making sound while moving the water river it makes sound over rocks sweeping the rose flowers on the bank like impetuous youth. Through this, the poet describe the moment of the river when it comes down. Next, river, river, brimming river, broad and deep and still as time, seeming still yet still in motion, tending onward to the ocean, just like mortal prime. So it is absolutely river as a brimming river, it moving fastly in its depth of disguised as still on the surface, but it's tending means it's moving toward ocean just like a mortal prime. So first stanza is baby, second is a youth, the third one is a gentleman, is a man is going moving to his deathbed like a. But what about the final stanza? River, river, headlong river, down you dash into the sea. See that line has hath never sounded. See that sail hath never rounded. Like eternity, eternity, never ending, never death. The final stanza, the poet addresses the river as a headlong river because it is joining with the sea in all its silence. Because it is now joining the eternal peace of sea. So here how the water origin of river it born one place and grows with full of vitality, full of courageously fast like a youth of how they are valiant courage, it moves like that. Next one is or it never changes its qualities like a still in motion it has and finally moving toward the ocean and to join it is final eternal the never the see we human we died one day but our reputation is still in the world. How the water is also it's born one place and to join another place but it never dies. This is what the concept here. So children, I would like to appreciate you while you're writing memory poem in your classwork. After reading the memory poem, you write the all the four stanza in your classwork. So the assignment part I'm giving to you, glossaries and idioms and meanings. Copy down in your assignment note and also memory poem write in your assignment note. All the best. Study well. If you have any doubt, you can contact me. In Zoom class, we will see river poem. Thank you, students. Thank you so much.